So far, we've only seen how a bipartite graph represents allocations. It was names to colors in my example. The fact that it's only allocations is because the connections aren't weighted. There's no numbers along the connections. Because there's no numbers along the connections, none of the connections are better than the others. They're all the same because there's no number along them. As soon as connections are weighted, they can be allocated in an optimal way according to an objective. So we only do 2 objectives in Year 12 General Maths. You're either minimizing or maximizing the total. For any weighted bipartite graph, you should also represent the same information in a matrix. That might trigger some of the methods, kids. It's not actually matrices that we're doing. It just looks like a matrix. And before I give you time to copy the stuff in blue down, the rows in the matrix represent one group, the columns in the matrix represent the other group, and the weightings of the connections are the numbers that fill the matrix. Can you get the blue stuff down to that star, please? And then we'll actually do an example. Jesus Christ. He's hella mad today. I'm going to summarize. If you get one of those graphs from last lesson and there's numbers to it, that means some of the connections are better or worse than the others. And that means we can maximize or minimize assigning people certain things. We can also represent the graph in a matrix. And the numbers that go in that matrix are the numbers along the lines that you'll see. If you have got down to that star, can you start getting the example text down and the questions, but you won't be able to see the full graph just yet. Although if you do want to start doing a graph, there's going to be 4 dots on the left side, evenly spaced, 4 dots on the right. So this is where you'll get a taste of what the second half of this topic is. You get that today and we're basically finished. You have 2 more exercises to do and we're revising. That's it. Is that hurting anyone right now? Let's scroll down to there. Okay. What does this graph represent? It shows the time in seconds for swimmers A, B, C, and D to swim 100 meters in the backstroke, the breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle. All of the swimmers can swim each stroke, but their speed varies in each. If we're talking about swimming, what's better, a smaller number or a bigger one? Smaller, because you want to swim 100 meters in the fastest possible time. So, I will give you time now to you don't need to use a ruler or anything. You just need to show that there's a connection from each swimmer to each stroke. Okay? And then get those numbers there, because I need you to be able to see the connection between that graph and the matrix that we're going to draw. Because your questions are going to be, construct a matrix for this info, who's the fastest at each stroke, and then we're going to do trial and error to see if we can make the best team. Why are we going to use trial and error here? Because the next part of today's lesson will show you how to do the assignment properly. Not trial and error, because you don't have time to do trial and error in the exam. So, time to get that graph done, please. And the 3 questions there. Couple more minutes. I'm just going to scroll down to the top of that graph so we can start answering A and B. So what is a matrix? Has everyone here at least done general maths in year 11? You did IB though, didn't you? So a matrix is, have you used a table before in all of your high school life? Yes. Yeah? That's a matrix. It's just that all you care about in a matrix is the number information. So a matrix is denoted by brackets on the left and the right. And can you see how in this matrix, the rows are represented by the people that do this, the swims, and the strokes are the columns? So if I look at this graph here, what number would I be putting in the matrix for A swimming backstroke? 56. I'll just continue with you. A for breaststroke. A for breaststroke here. 59. It's a bit rounder than a 4, but I'll take that. Next one for A and butterfly. Yep. And A for freestyle. So how's he filling that out? A backstroke, 56 is along the line between A and backstroke. 59, A to breast. A to butterfly, 52. A to freestyle, 53. Okay? So I won't labour over. I'm going to fill the rest of it now because we need to get on to the actual answering of the questions. B to backstroke is 62, 67, 59, 49. C, the top one, 55, 64, 58, 51, and D, 58, 60, just 60, 54, and 48. So if you could get that matrix down, that's a reflection of the graph. Looking at the matrix, who's fastest at backstroke? Sorry? C? Fastest at breaststroke? Fastest at butterfly? Yep. And fastest at free straw? D. Okay, so we have practiced going from this. I'm only covering this because your subject outline from, say, says you're supposed to, but ever since 2017, they haven't asked a question that involved one of these kind of graphs. They went straight to the matrix, okay? But no, we've practiced reading it off. Now, what I'd like you to do, all of you, have a go at trial and erroring. We want the fastest possible team, okay? So if I want the fastest possible team, what do I want for the overall time? To be as big as possible or to be as small as possible? Small as possible, okay? Can anyone think, before you start doing that, because I haven't told you the best way to do it, how could we do this by trial and error most efficiently? Because if I just say just go at it, you don't have an approach there. Can anyone just throw out an idea? What if I want the fastest possible team, what approach could I do without having been given any rules? Could I try to, yes? Okay. So she's saying, just assign everyone their fastest swim. Can you please, in the next, until 1:15, let's see if you can, like just by yourself or with a person next to you, just don't say any names, through trial and error, try to find the best possible team. And then I'll get a range of answers and see if anyone got it right. Can you go now, please? Until 1:45. You've got like 2 minutes. The point of doing this is to contrast doing it by trial and error and doing it by the rule that I'll teach you after you do some exercises. Because is it going to work with setting everyone to have their fastest swim? Is there a person that's the fastest at more than one thing?
Yeah.
So it might work a little bit, but it's not going to work for the whole team. So have a think. You got like 1.5 minutes now. I'm mad. I'm away. "30 seconds and then we'll see if you've got the fastest thing." Anyone willing to have a go? At their particular selection, what do you think A should do? Yes?
Breaststroke.
Next.
butterfly should be B, freestyle D, and breaststroke C. Hang on, I wrote breaststroke twice.
See, it's tricky. I don't want you to get it right. Okay? If you got it right straight away, the whole story wouldn't work. So don't be worried about that yet. Can you try yours?
So, A would do VR, B would do free stroke, C would do...
Sorry, what would...
B would do
Free-
FR,
FR, freestyle? Yep.
C would do BA, D would do BU.
Closer. So right now, that's not right, and that's not right. Yep.
I do A, B,
And?
B as FR,
Yep.
C is BA,
Yep.
and D is BR.
Yep. So if you swap these two, okay, then it will be the fastest possible team. Okay. So fastest possible is going to be A doing butterfly, B doing freestyle, C doing backstroke, and D doing breaststroke. But I did not give you a nice set of rules to find that. I just asked you to have a go, okay? The next lesson will be about, that's kind of, you're able to achieve that because some of these are pretty far away. What if they're all close together? You might spend half an hour trying to find the whole thing. This is only worth 2 marks. And in your exam, it's a mark a minute, okay? So I'm going to stop the video there.